Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Right behind me is a 2025 Cadillac Escalade ESV, a car with an MSRP of $130,000. But this one is actually $330,000 because this is an Escalade conversion. Wait till you see the back seats, the captain chairs, the partition wall, and the other amenities and details that we're going to cover on this tour. It's a very special vehicle. Now, before we continue, I want to quickly talk about the space that we're in. We're here at Hubble Studios in downtown Los Angeles, and it's an incredible creative space owned by my dear friends Vince Ricci and Carla Ricci. They've been very kind to us to give one of their stages to us, and it is just phenomenal. The lighting, where the car is parked, what's behind the camera.
When we entered, the first thing I noticed was this is such a huge cyclorama. All the photo shoots you can do, all the video shoots you can do, beautiful.
Yeah, it's a stunning space and it's perfect for our Escalade ESV, which is actually a very big car. This thing is 227 inches long. But anyways, I want to give them big thanks for allowing us to use their incredible studio. And with that, let's get into details. Now I want to give context in regards to why we're shooting this Cadillac Escalade. Janak and I were at Monterey Car Week about a few months ago, and we were attending this event. The event had so many of these supercars, hypercars, and in between these cars, there was an Escalade and there was a Sprinter van. And we were like, what's up with these cars? Let's go over there, let's see what these cars are about. And turns out these are basically limo conversion cars, again, built by Faricars. And we met the owner of the company, and turns out he's from Turkey as well. And we started chatting, he started showing us the conversions, the back seats, and I was genuinely impressed with the story, what they're doing, how they are converting these cars to be these luxury limousines. But beyond that, I really like their approach. How they're using OEM parts and keeping things extremely practical and making these cars very reliable. They were asking me, Enes, what would you do? How would you market these cars? And I told them, why don't you send me one of these cars for 30 days? Let me drive the vehicle, let me get driven around, and let me tell you from a perspective of a consumer how this car feels. And I just thought that they would listen to my idea, but maybe not take action on it. But they called me about a month ago and they're like, hey, we have an Escalade for you that we just built. Why don't you go enjoy it and let us know what you think? So here we are shooting the walkthrough of this car. Now on the exterior, it's your standard Escalade ESV, fully blacked out. I like the aesthetic. I like that it's subtle, meaning till you get into the interior, you don't know what this car is. You just assume it's another Escalade. But I really like these 24-inch Vossen wheels with all-season tires. This black on black aesthetic really speaks to me. As you guys know, I wear color black all the time. But beyond that, the back windows are all tinted, so it's extremely private. So this car comes with a 6.2 liter V8 that produces 420 horsepower, so it's definitely powerful enough. But also you can get them to build a conversion on an Escalade ESV V. That one comes with a supercharged engine that produces 682 horsepower. So if you want something very comfortable and fast, you can certainly get that as well. I believe if you want the V conversion, that adds another $70,000 to the price tag just because of the base model that you're building on. And it has a 10-speed automatic transmission, air suspension. This thing is definitely comfortable. Beyond that, I've been actually driving a lot of Cadillacs this year because I've been getting a lot of cars from the brand itself, and they're comfortable, reliable, quiet. I think Cadillac has really stepped up their game over the last few years. And again, it's a beautiful car. I really don't want to spend a ton of time on the exterior because everybody's familiar with the car. And let me quickly show you the driver side of this vehicle. Janak, what are your thoughts so far?
What a car. I mean, we've driven, remember us driving the electric version of this Escalade?
Yes. I mean, we've driven the regular Escalade, Escalade IQ. We had that car for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So we're super familiar with this infotainment system. The car feels very familiar to us.
We're familiar just to the front side of this car.
Yes, the back side is totally different. Janak, it's actually going to keep beeping. Why don't you meet me on the other side? By the way, these doors close, they're motorized, which is a very nice feature. And then, there we go. I love this feature. It's so funny. I got introduced to these motorized doors with Cadillac. And at first I thought it was kind of an annoying feature, right? Like every time you press the brake, these doors close. You can't really time it. Sometimes you have to push them out. Once you get accustomed to them, this is like the best feature I've ever experienced recently in any car. It is so nice to just Tap your door, it opens. Tap, it closes. When you get in your car, before you even reach for your door, you just simply press the brake and just closes the doors. So I love this element. The interior of this car, or the front side, driver's side, is your regular Escalade. You have your 55-inch diagonal curved screen, which is massive, and it's a really nice space to be in. Now, here's one thing that is very distinct to this interior. You can see that they actually changed the seats here and the door upholstery. This matches what we're gonna see on the back. But even here, it looks like it came like this straight from Cadillac, which I really appreciate. As a manufacturer, as a company, the fact that they can change some of the finishes, distinct finishes like seats in a car, and make it look like it's part of the factory look is quite impressive. And they certainly pulled it off. And beyond that, I've been driving this car as well as riding on the back. It drives really well. It is fast, it's powerful. The air suspension is definitely one of the important key elements of this car, and why this brand is building these conversion vehicles on this chassis, because it has the volume, it has the comfort, it has the reliability, and even for your driver or yourself, this is a very nice space to be in. Now, there's something very distinct here, the fact that there's a partition wall on the back. This is actually where we have the retractable TV, so you can actually leave it open, talk to your driver if you want, or you can close it off, and there's actually an intercom system here, so they can talk to you without even having to lower the TV. You have your wireless charger, cup holders, again, all of your Escalade bells and whistles. I really like the Super Cruise feature in Cadillacs. The autopilot is genuinely impressive. Given that these are big vehicles, you're almost expecting the Super Cruise to fail, but it's actually incredibly accurate. On highways, you can simply just keep your hand on the steering wheel. It takes care of everything. So I'm really impressed with Cadillacs. And on top of that, I'm genuinely impressed with what Faricars have done here. I think that's pretty much it, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the front.
All right, let's go check out the back. Okay, so this is where this tour gets really interesting. Again, I love these motorized doors. How nice is that?
That is so cool.
All right, let's step inside. I mean, the back of this car is truly stunning. Where do I begin? First off, let me turn on the lights so you guys can see me a little bit better. Look, it's not a Rolls Royce, but you get the star lights. Then we have main lighting. And you can change the color, obviously. What do you think, Janak? This looks good?
Perfect.
Okay, cool. It's pretty incredible. I mean, whether it's the seats, the functionality, and the fact that we actually have two more seats here that I'll show in a second. But more importantly, the first distinct element of this car that really speaks to me is the volume. Again, the conversion is done on an Escalade ESV. So you have all this leg room. It is a very comfortable space to be in. Whether it's the Napa leather seats, Alcantara on the walls and on the ceiling, your infotainment system here that helps you control anything you want, the plush pillows, and you also have the recliner functions, because these are actually seats from Mercedes. You have your seat heater, seat cooler, seat controls, wireless chargers on each side, and also right in the center, this is probably my favorite feature. You have your tray tables. That way you can work, eat some food, just really enjoy the space. I mean, essentially you have a mobile office with you. You can certainly work out of this car. And this is also where you have your intercom control. That way you can talk to your driver. There's even a PlayStation here, which is quite wild. And I cannot stress it enough, the volume, the openness, and the privacy you get. I mean, I'm in a cocoon. And that's the aspect that I really appreciate. I travel a lot and I get a chance to really enjoy and appreciate some of the nicest things in the world. And when I travel, people tend to pick us up, people tend to send their drivers. So I'm really familiar with Rolls-Royce Phantoms, Maybachs, Mercedes Maybachs, S580 and S680. And I know these cars really well. And the biggest difference between this one versus the sedans, again, is the volume. You simply don't get this much space, and also the privacy aspect. The fact that you have a partition wall creates a proper seclusion between the driver and yourself. And even those cars, unless you get the specific Rolls-Royce Phantom that actually has the partition, and I believe those go for $700,000 plus, you don't get this level of privacy that I really appreciate. And in the center, you have your 7-inch screen, again, built by Faricars. This is actually one of their custom screens that they incorporate into this design. And this is where you can control some of the functions of this car. Now, the first thing I want to show, Janak, can you pull back a little bit? You want me to pop open this one or this one?
Let's try this one.
Okay, great. Look at this. The fact that it's motorized, the fact that it folds down and creates this seamless aesthetic is quite wild. That's actually a proper seat.
That is very cool.
I mean, this is incredible. It's so cool. So whether you want the 2 captain chairs on the back or you're going to a meeting, you have 2 colleagues coming with you, as well as yourself and your friend next to you, and you have 2 people up front. So 6 people can travel with this vehicle. Another big difference comparing to a Maybach or a Rolls-Royce. All right, nobody likes sponsors in the video, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. But the good thing is, I'm actually gonna talk about Nuare, our candle brand. We now have our second scent, Bergamot Rose, and we also introduced a second smaller vessel. That way we have a candle that's also lower price point. Now our main candle is $62 and our smaller candle is $45. If you want to learn more about our candles or want to order them, please go to nuarehome.com. Now back to the video. Now let me actually show you how I really enjoy sitting on the back seats. What I do is, let me come over to your side actually, Janak, so you can see a little bit closer. This is what I do. I put my feet up here and then you extend the footrest on the bottom, and it is the most comfortable back seat in this position. I can't stress it enough. And you can also recline these back seats. And there you go. Do I look comfortable?
That looks so comfortable.
It is incredibly comfortable. And again, this is something that you won't be able to do in a Maybach. You simply don't have the space, but you have it with this car, given that it's an Escalade ESV. I'm gonna jump to the other side. So when they were showing us this car during Monterey Car Week, I was just so impressed with this car. And then they showed me this feature. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That's an espresso machine tucked nicely into the built-in here. And then above is where we have the espresso cups, and you're in espressos.
This is so cool.
It is so cool, right? And the fact that it's just motorized, and there you go, quietly tucks back in.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a car have an espresso machine in.
This is the first time I saw. And right next to Janak, there's actually a champagne bottle because there's a cooler attached to the seat here. There's also an umbrella on this side. I love it. I love quirky features like this. Now it gets better. Janak, can we show them the TV? Why don't you turn to the other side? So we currently have the partition wall tucked into the built-in here, but that's your 32-inch QLED TV. And there you go. Just like that, you can watch TV, you can watch YouTube, do screen mirroring, and just work here. I mean, this is a phenomenal office. It's basically first-class seats that can help you travel wherever you want. It's really well sound insulated. You do feel like you're extremely disconnected from the reality in the best way possible, meaning once you have a driver and once you have the partition wall up, you really forget that you're going somewhere, especially if you have the curtains closed. Now, there are a couple more features here that I want to talk about. We have the first cooler here to keep your drinks cold. And there's actually another cooler on the back with cup holders. And there are also additional cup holders here that are heated or chilled. And I think that's pretty much it for the interior, right, Janak?
Yeah, I mean, I actually wanted you to show them the champagne flutes that they have.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Because they're made of titanium. And they're really very well built.
Nothing in this car is poorly built. I mean, that's a very refined champagne flute. It tucks nicely in here. It's a pretty impressive vehicle. And the fact that these are OEM parts and these are seats, compartments, or motors that people are familiar with, not custom one-off pieces, makes this car very approachable, very reliable. And if you had any issues, literally anyone can fix these cars. But beyond that, Faricars and their team is extremely on when it comes to your consumer experience. They literally looped me on a group chat and said, any problems you have with this car, you send us a message. And I was talking to them this morning. They're like, hey, you never messaged us. Like, is everything okay? I'm like, well, I had no issues. Like, it's a very straightforward car. And you just kind of figure everything out very easily. And you just enjoy it. You kind of forget that it was a purchase.
This is a nice car. I actually was debating on getting an Escalade because obviously Carl's gonna have a third kid. And after seeing this and seeing the front seat, I'm like, you know what, let me just get an Escalade. And also too, when you're driving and it doesn't look like you're pulling up, you know,
Heavy, you know, no.
you could be a little more low key with it.
Why don't you go to the back seat?
Oh my God. This is insane.
It is insane, right?
Oh my God. This is insane.
So 6 people can travel. You can put your feet up there and then extend and you get a full bed.
Yeah. Wow.
You ready for this? Look down below here. Nespresso machine.
Oh my God. This thing is amazing.
And here are Nespresso cups. Isn't this wild?
This is actually my favorite feature.
I know, right?
When I go to certain hotels, when they have the espresso like this, like 6 pods can go a very long way.
Very long way.
Yeah.
Well said.
This is crazy.
What do you think?
This is insane.
I
How
know.
do I buy one?
You can buy it from him. Guess the price.
How much?
So brand new Escalade ESV is $130,000.
Yeah.
So go from there.
500,000.
330,000, brand new.
Wow, that's not bad at all.
That's not bad
That's
at all.
a score.
I know.
Had the most luxurious car drive you around.
Yeah,
Just
It's
the peace of
insane.
mind that it gives you for work. It's like flying on Emirates.
basically.
Yeah.
First class.
It's funny, we just flew to Dubai,
Uh-huh.
and everyone's like, oh, the flight. I said, we flew business class on Emirates. I said,
That's pretty
we
good.
just hung out.
Yeah.
I said, honestly, it was good for me and my wife because we got to talk and hang out. And like, we never have time to talk.
Yeah.
So we just sat there and hang out. So I feel like this experience is less of an experience driving a car and an experience of spending time with somebody.
Well said. Really well said. Now let's talk about trunk space. Given that we have the motorized recliner seats, you do compromise on your trunk space a little bit. Now, that was the comfortable position. I really leaned this seat back. That way, not only you guys can see what kind of space is left, but also this is the least amount of space you'll have if you lean the seats all the way back. Right in the center is the cooler. And here's something cool about this cooler. Janak, can you come to the other side? This is actually a portable system, meaning if you don't want the cooler for a specific trip, you can actually unstrap it, take it out, and get more luggage space, which is really nice. And there's also this clothing rack here, I believe carved out of aluminum. That looks very refined. It looks like a piece of iPhone component.
Yeah, that was my point. It looks so well built. I've seen coat hangers before in cars, and there are all these like plastic hooks that you get,
No,
but that's solid.
no, this is definitely solid. And beyond that, getting a chance to talk to Fari, the team that built this car, their first focus is build something that will last and reliable. But beyond that, the interior is also extremely nice. The leather seats, the Alcantara, the color combination, and you press here, and it closes the trunk. That's pretty much it. Janak, thoughts?
Honestly, this is such a nice car to live with. I forgot there's a Faricars badge here. Super subtle,
That's
super
right.
nice.
It's nicely blended to the
Yeah.
exterior.
You see, it's not flashy. See, that's the thing I actually like about this car. If you had a Rolls Royce, well, it's a statement. I
Everybody
totally agree.
knows that you have a Rolls
Yeah,
Royce.
everybody knows it's a Rolls Royce, and now you're a statement on
You're
the
really
street.
putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Same thing with a Maybach as well, unless you get a one color Maybach, black, gray, whatever. As soon as you get a two-tone Maybach, everybody knows that you're in a Maybach. And like you said, it's a statement, right? But some people like to be a little bit more discreet and private, and this is a phenomenal solution for those individuals. Now, I want to explain everyone where this car sits on the market. You have your Maybachs that start around $220,000 to $250,000, and then you have your Rolls-Royce Phantom that starts, I believe, around $500,000, right? And that thing can go up to $800,000, $900,000, and so on and so forth. And to me, this car sits right in the center in regards to their pricing. But beyond that, this actually differentiates itself in a couple ways. Number one, you actually get a full-size SUV, which means you can tow things and you just have more power and more volume. Number two, This can accommodate 6 people instead of 4 people. Big distinct difference. Number 3, you can use this car as your regular everyday SUV. I mean, just because you have captain seats on the back doesn't change the fact that it's still an Escalade ESV. You know, you can haul groceries and you can have your friends join and sit on the back. If anything, it's kind of a great conversation starter. Every time I've driven this car, took it to an event, I took it to my friend's party, and as soon as I let people look at the back seats and see the interior, they're just blown away. So you get that wow effect as well in a very subtle way. Because again, on the exterior, it's an Escalade ESV. So I really enjoy this car. I had it for literally a month. I've driven it little over 250 miles. It's exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what you see. It's reliable, it's comfortable. If I had a need for a car like this, I would certainly consider buying it without a hesitation. Let us know in the comments below if you would buy a vehicle like this, or if you would consider one of those other options. And again, I want to give big thanks to the team at Faricars for making this possible. This is our new channel, our second channel. Make sure to subscribe here, and also make sure to check us out at nuarehome.com. We have our second sin, different size vessels, a lot more to offer. I hope you guys are enjoying our candles as well. And we'll see you on the next one.